Hey guys, this is Romit. Uh, in this tutorial, we will see about how we can use the service in Angular. If you have followed my last tutorial, we talked about how dependency injection makes it easier for developers in Angular to use services. Now, how actually we can use it in Angular, that we will see now. I explained you the concept of dependency injection and how it helps. Now we will see it practically. Uh, how dependency injection helps us in using services in Angular. So I have two classes which I have created. One is user listing component class where I am doing nothing but I have taken a static users array with all the details and I am changing the user name in the template of user listing component. On the other hand, I have a user details component class where I have again define the users array with all the details, same users array, and here I am actually printing the along with name the other details also of the user. And then these two selectors I am calling in the stack component HTML. So let us see what we see in the browser right now. So the app component HTML, and then after that we see the HTML of user listing and then the HTML of user details, one after the other. So it works fine. This is a very simple set of uh, simple code snippet which I have put in. Now, do you see any drawback here? I mean, obviously, very basic mistake we have made here. We are defining the users array two times in the two classes. I mean, this is a very inefficient way of doing things. In practical scenarios, users details will come from backend from a single table. And so basically, it has to come from one place. We should not write redundant codes for getting the users information. So can we put this users array in a common place from where it can be fetched in various components who want to use the users info? Yes, we can do it. So this can be done through services and Angular. We can create a users service and then put the details there in that service and call the method from that service in each of these two components. So let's see how we can do that in Angular. So I'll just go ahead and generate a service. The syntax for doing it is ng g for generate, s for service, and then the service name. So I'm doing it in root folder, so it will create the service in the root folder itself. So as you can see, user service ts file got created. I will just go ahead and delete the spec file, which is not required right now. So by default, Angular creates this when I gave that ng command. Now, what I can do is I can write a get users method and simply return the array which I am defining in each of these two classes. There you go. So, and on the other, and on our actual component classes, we will define the users array as empty. So we have created a get users method which gives you the list of users in the service. Now, how can I use or use this service in these two component classes? That is the thing which we need to see. Now, if you have followed my last tutorial on dependency injection, we have seen that this thing happens in constructor, and the three steps which we cues which are told at the last in the last which are told in the last part of the tutorial is we first define and create the specific service class. First step we have done already. We have created this uh, user service class with the required get users function. Second is we register it with Angular injector. Now, uh, for doing it, we can do that in app.module.ts file. I mean, I'm doing it in the root file because so that it can be used throughout the module, you know, or throughout the application. This is the uh, super parent, as you can, you know, try to understand it. So, in the providers attribute, I will define users service, and obviously it needs to be imported also. You know, so without defining it, this is the second step we are doing. Without defining it, user service remains a normal service without the injector capability which we discussed in the last tutorial. You know, so this is the second step we have done. We have registered it with Angular injector. What is the third step? You have to declare it as dependency in the component which wants to use it. Now, both the components want to use that service. So we'll go ahead and so I have done it in the listing component. Same thing let us do in the details component. So we have user service here available as a class variable which is of type user service. You know, and then in ng on it, which is one of the life cycle hooks, which gets called once the component is initialized. So what I'll do is I'll use this user service class variable which we just created. Using this variable, we can access the get users function inside that service. So since it is a public method here, and then the user listing is same, and the result of this get users method gets assigned to the users array here. So this is where we define the dependency in the constructor as a parameter. Uh, Similarly, other services can come. You know, maybe service B, and then and so on. So this is the way we use services in Angular. So let us go and check in browser here. Whatever we set out to do, we are able to do or not. Okay, I need to just run it once. there you go. It works perfectly fine. But we are now doing things more efficiently. Getting the user's data from one place is defined in a service, you know. So multiple components can access that method defined in that service to get the user's data or some other method related to user, which can come in the future. Now, one thing which I want to talk to you about here is the injectable decorator being used in the service. Now, when I created the service in ng command, this Angular automatically puts this injectable decorator. Now, why it is used, why Angular does it, is because this service have may itself have some dependencies, inside it. Right now, there are user service does not have any dependencies, but in future it may have some dependencies itself. So for having dependencies inside a dependency which is a service, you always need a injectable decorator. You know, otherwise you cannot do that particular stuff. So that is why, as a good practice, Angular already gives you injectable decorator. Now you would ask why in the normal components we don't have that injectable decorator. That is because the normal components already have component decorator. So that takes care of it itself. But a service does not have component decorator. So Angular gives a injectable decorator for doing this particular stuff. So hope it is clear, and the whole concept of services is clear, uh, including dependency injection, which I took in the last tutorial. Hope it helps you guys. So I'll see you in the next tutorial then. Happy coding, and if you have liked this video, kindly press the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.